So, what I'll start with today is that I do kind of feel like I'm in a rush today because I just left an event that didn't really entertain me as much as I thought it would entertain me. But and I also have just some things that I need to do to finish out my day. Like, I do have goals for every day. I do want to create something every day, even if it's not something that I love, even if it's not something that's complete, because I feel like, for one, it's getting me into that discipline mode. It's doing things that you technically love, that you ultimately love, but doing them even when you don't feel like doing them. And I walked into my dorm saying I really don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Which is a new kind of energy coming from me. It's not to say that it's something extremely new or like I didn't possess it once upon a time. It's just I didn't access it once upon a time. So it does kind of feel like extremely new, but it's not. However, today I just want to talk about, damn, I'm having a hard time putting my password in. Okay. I'm looking for an image to use as my reference. That's why. So, if you're confused as to what I'm doing or what I'm looking for, that is what I am doing. So sorry. It's a little, unorganized. I mean, I don't think I'm unorganized right now. I think I'm just kind of rushing. I think I'm just trying to get things situated right now because they're not really situated right now. I want to get this stuff right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But today, I had class, and this is one of my favorite classes. It's a new class though. It's FACS, so that's Family and Consumer Science 450. It's well-being and happiness, mainly happiness. And today, we did a round circle kind of talk, and everybody just shared how the past semester has been and just what they're going through, like what state are they in. I say what state. I literally have a poster that says, happiness is a state of mind, feelings aren't permanent. States are ever changing and everlasting. Fake it till you make it. Which is interesting because I've been watching stuff about confidence. I just recently watched another YouTuber, Maya, Mya. You look her up. She has a flower in her hair. She's very pretty, but she's very mindful with the concepts and topics that she talks about. I resonate, but I was watching that and I've been thinking about it and thinking about me and thinking about how I've progressed in life in regards to confidence, but also the different states that I enter just in general. I'm going to show the poster though. I have a lot of stuff up, but that is the poster right there. Do not pay too much attention to my room, okay? Thank you. It's a little, right now, suitable, livable. I'm living, okay? I'm living in the room. Okay, it's not a living room, but I'm living in the room, so it's gonna be lived in. So it's not gonna be pressed and prim. Ooh, okay, who is you? I'm looking for a pencil. Okay, I can attempt to start now. Maybe I'm not even gonna use the dang thing. That's interesting. But yeah, we were talking about how we feel this past semester has gone, and I brought up the fact that this was a new kind of semester for me because I was an engineering major prior to being an HDFS major, which is a big change. And I kind of just was very vulnerable about how the shift even happened. I actually ended up crying. And I feel nothing towards the fact that I cried. I literally, honestly, it's like a pat. I can really give myself a pat on the back for even being able to do that. And that's not the first time that I've cried in that class, because I've cried in that class, as I explained, that it just felt like a safe space, and that I appreciate being able to hear everybody's story. Not necessarily the negative parts. Like, I don't necessarily appreciate that you had to go through that, but I appreciate that you're able to speak about it, or that you're speaking about it. You're sharing it with me. That takes a lot of vulnerability. That takes a lot of courage. You don't have to do that. We're not required to do that, but it helps with kind of forming and shaping the path of what it is that we're learning. Forming what direction we go into when it comes to the content or the concepts that we're learning in class, or the theories and such. So that was interesting, to say the least. And I kind of found it funny. Like, it was completely unexpected today, because we usually don't sit round table. We're usually just kind of spaced out. It's a small class. It's all women. All women. It's the all women class. I love that about the class too, because that even makes it seem like more of a safe space too. But yeah, usually we're all just kind of in our own world. And if anything, with this past, as the semester has gone on, people who used to talk a little bit more at the beginning of the semester have stopped talking. And it was interesting to see and hear about their why. Because as strangers, you only see what people allow you to see, for real. Like, as people perceiving other people, you only see what it is that you may see on that day. For instance, I'm specifically talking about the people that I see on Tuesday and Thursday for that specific course. You only see Tuesday and Thursday them as they enter the class. You aren't necessarily paying 100% attention to them, unless we're in discussion time, which we're often in discussion time. But it's one at a time, kind of observing different individuals in the class. So it's interesting to be able to hear backstory, to be able to hear actual information as to what the potential reason was behind a lack of engagement. Because so many things affect the way that you engage with the world, or engage with these communities. Because I would say that college, school, your class, it's a community in a sense. It's a culture in a sense. So, I walked into the class, and today I've been people watching quite a bit. I've been watching how people walk, or how people carry themselves, quite a bit today. Like, just to see, okay, what am I perceiving of people? And what can I tell based off of what I can see so far? But for that class, I just was randomly, yes, I'm looking, because I wrote it down in my notes. I'm like, ooh, like, this is interesting. Or it's interesting that I'm catching myself doing this. There's a distinction between every walk into this room. Doesn't speak to the nature of their confidence, but whispers something. The language of the individual speakers out. Perhaps it's their personal language seeping out. Communicate something underneath. So, obviously, even in that, I'm saying, okay, I don't see the full story, but I'm seeing something. Something is seeping out. Something is being communicated here. Even with something as simple as a walk. Even with something as simple as an expression on one's face. It does not tell the whole story by any means. If anything, you don't know anybody's full story. And that helps in a lot of ways. That helps you not place responsibility on yourself. Responsibility of other people's opinions or thoughts, perceptions of you, or something that you believe in or don't believe in. Essentially, I'm just mentioning that because I feel like it's necessary for people to remember that they don't know the history of other people. Therefore, they don't know, and you don't know, why someone has come to believe something or behave in certain ways that don't necessarily align with you. It's not your responsibility. It's really not your business. Now, to an extent, it does become your business when these people become affiliated with you, for sure. When you get close to people, it kind of does become your business because people's history seeps out in various ways. I would know. I would know. People trigger you, you trigger people, and sometimes that can cause a feud in a relationship, a stall. It's interesting, to say the least. But these things happen. And I find it very interesting. There's something else that I wanted to talk about today, though. But it's not really coming to me in the way that I thought it would come to me. Oh, okay. We can pull in a little bit about the faith. The wanting to know more, but not necessarily doing what's needed to know more, or reading what's needed, or reading what's required to know more. Know more. Consume the information and then interpret it. But religiously, of course, because it has to be repeated. Consume, interpret. Consume, interpret. Consume, interpret. Consume, interpret, execute. Because these are principles. I'm talking about me finally making the effort to read the Bible. Not as a hardcore commitment to something, but a strengthening of what I spoke about, a strengthening of the relationship. And I feel like with the relationship, you have to know history. With the relationship, you have to know the background. With the relationship, you have to know the boundaries. You have to know critical things. It's important to know the critical things. It brings you to a higher level of understanding. But I started. And technically I started that yesterday. I'm rereading Genesis because I did read it. I don't think I read the whole thing, but I definitely started it In December, being completely honest, in December, I started it, didn't finish. I'm picking it back up. It feels like a new year. And I think that's because it technically is New Year's now. Since the flowers are growing. Look at these flowers that I spotted today. Things are a-blooming. And the chickies. I gotta show you the chickies. But that's a video. So sorry, you won't be seeing that. But look, the flowers. They're a-blooming. Beautiful, I tell you. That hasn't bloomed yet. And I just thought that was such a... It was still a necessary one to get. Because I'm getting you. I'm catching you before you even bloom. That one too. That one's about to sprout. Aren't these so flippin' pretty? Like what? Beautiful, I tell you. So yeah, it feels like a new year. And I'm taking advantage of it. I'm doing things when I need to do things. Even if I feel that I'm doing them at a later time, I'm still making the time to get them in. Like this is something that's important to me to do. Because I want to build something up. I don't necessarily think an influencer role is at the forefront of my mind. The importance that this holds for me is to get out what it is that I want to get out, is to speak my mind, is to practice speaking my mind. And that's another thing. I got out the elevator and I'm like, and I'm just telling you, just how the thoughts come. I got out and I'm like, you know, you can never truly prepare for conversations. Which somebody out there is probably like, duh. But okay, let's be realistic. There are people out there who are anxious about how that will come across, or also just anxious about the unknown. Because a conversation involves various unknowns. You don't know how the person is going to respond to you. You don't know what kinds of questions that you're going to receive with the information that you bring forth. You only know what you know. But that's another thing that you can remember. You only know what you know. So show what you know and speak, you know? Like, it's being able to articulate thought. That's something that I think this is helpful with doing. Because I'm not necessarily planning for these anymore, really. I have a whole list of topics that I could absolutely talk about and that I absolutely will get to. But right now, I'm cooling off for okay, we just gonna do this off the cuff and see how that goes and get that practice in and actually post it and, you know, show yourself. Because this is not perfect. This is a zoom thought that you're all just getting, and then I'm going to be rewatching one day. And just seeing, okay, this is where we started when it came to thought. This is where we started when it came to eye contact and confidence in what you're saying. Confidence with just knowing that you're saying all this to a freaking screen. But it's so helpful to look at myself, though. I will say that. Because when I'm talking to myself, because I do talk to myself, not crazy. Everybody does it. Everybody should do self-talk. Just saying. Not crazy. Okay. But when I'm talking to myself, I do look in the mirror, which is directly behind this camera. Because I like the visual aspect of, like, okay, like I'm talking to someone else, but I know that I'm talking to myself. I know that this is me. The reflection is me. The reflection is not somebody else. You know? Love that. Love that. I don't know how I'm going to finish this. This is what it looks like so far. It's kind of giving fairy, depending on how I progress with it. This is what I did yesterday. Yes, I'm into abstract things. It's kind of smudged. That's because I need an actual cover for my work, and you guys saw this some other time. But yeah. And even with this, there's some things that I need to address with this. There's a better schedule out there. There's a better schedule up here that will be moved through here for this to really progress in the way that I want to progress, and not in a way where I'm hyper focused on the outcome of these things, because I never am. Just like I never really know what I'm doing unless I'm drawing from a reference. But I want to understand values better. I want to understand shading and understanding the light and the perspectives and all of those things. But I also want to incorporate that with the various ideas that I have in this phone, man. I have so many ideas that haven't come to fruition yet. One day, I tell ya. One day. But we're not going to prolong that one day. I'm literally going to get to it. I'm going to just get to it. I'm going to just, because I have to think about it. Got to goal it. Seclude it, you know. And then that should get the ball running. So, yeah. That's it for today. I don't have anything to read. You technically heard my writing. I'm going to say that that's writing today. You heard that. It's not a piece. I'm sure I'll get a piece or write a piece today. And if I don't write one after this, because I just might write one after this. Yeah. If I write one after this, then I'll read it tomorrow. Deuces.